Stream. Fuck it. Fuck it, we do it live, Ryan. I cut the old one out, deleted it, threw it in the garbage, set it on fire, started a new one. I don't care. I don't care. We'll start a new one, Ryan. We'll start a new one every time. I'll start 10 more.
I love your attitude on this, David.
Like what? Click live, no live. Spin, circle, do all this stupid IT shit, restart stuff, clear cache, cookies. Stream just died. It just died.
Eat the cookies.
It just
I kill this in the water, David.
But fear not, Ryan. I had created a new stream and we are now live.
I am the new stream.
How does that make you feel?
Like we are the Matrix, David.
Perfect. Ryan, today on the show, we're going to talk about something. That's it. We're just going to talk about something. I don't know what. What do you think, Ryan? What are you thinking today?
Is this a serious question? You have nothing.
No, I got stuff. I want to talk about
you-
I want to talk about the DEI plane crash because it's fucking hilarious. It's
DEI
not
plane
hilarious.
crash.
It's not hilarious that the helicopter crashed into a plane. For everyone who remembers that, remember the video of the helicopter flying into a plane? And everyone was like, holy shit, trying to figure out what happened.
Mm-hmm.
And Trump said, yeah, fucking DEI hires. And everyone went, oh, that's completely irresponsible. It's lunacy. And of course, the DEI is a conspiracy theory, of course, because all fucking things are conspiracy theories when you live in fucking fantasy land. Everything's a conspiracy. There is no DEI hires. Everyone is hired on merit, Ryan, especially pilots and FAA people and cops and anyone in the government they're always merit based. They're always the best and the brightest. And there is no diversity, equity, inclusion, Ryan. It's nonsense. It doesn't exist. There's not big giant corporations who get kickbacks from the government for being DEI hires and hiring the correct amount of black people and trans people. And we got to make sure we advertise correctly because we want to be inclusive, Ryan, and we got to have equity and diversity and all these things. It's all very important, Ryan. Do you understand this? Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
It sounds like reverse racism, David.
Anyways, that's correct. The problem is when you hire people because they're different than you, that doesn't mean they can do the job. We're fucking with crazy stuff right now. This isn't McDonald's hiring more black fry cooks, okay? You might get a burn or something if you're not skilled enough to dump the fries, but we're not killing planefuls of people. We're fucking with things that are dangerous. Do people understand this? When we have members in the military who are not qualified to be in the military? When we had to create separate... Ryan, we've had this debate in the past, okay? I'm all for, with one very specific stipulation, anybody who wants to join our military can join our military and fight for us. Men, women, I don't care. I don't care. I don't. The problem is, Ryan, if you want to have women in the military, they have to meet the same standard as men. That's how it should be. It should be a universal standard. Meaning, you got to do 100 push-ups in a minute, okay? And it doesn't matter what you are. It doesn't matter if you're a dude. It doesn't matter if you're a chick. 100 push-ups in a minute, or you don't get to be in the military. Because people are going to die. You can't fuck with the military like that. Somebody weak next to you in a battlefield will get you killed. So I don't care if you can plank for a minute. That's not good enough. 100 push-ups like everybody else. 100 pull-ups like everybody else. Not dead hang. Not you can support your own body weight for a minute. Pull-ups. Now. 100 of them. Or you don't get in. Not fat people. Not weak people. Not fat males. I don't care. If the military is all women, because only women can run 10 miles quick enough, then I guess we have a military full of women. I don't want a fat dude who can't run. You're going to die. You're going to get somebody killed. You just finished reading. Buff Mike says he just finished reading the NY Times story. Didn't say anything about DEI. Glad you think so. We're going to read it again, since you didn't comprehend it.
Do you really think they're going to tell you? You really think they're going to tell you like Dave and I do?
You have to read between the lines. No, NY Times didn't say a DEI hired killed somebody. You have to read understand what they're saying or trying to say, because what they're trying to do is skirt the truth, which is an unqualified person crashed a helicopter into a plane and killed everybody.
And then you had an unqualified journalist to write the fucking article. On what basis, David, would I ask real questions?
Are we talking the same? I'll pull it up. Are we talking the same article?
I love my summary of it is great, David. I love when you text me it, and I was like, oh, just something like that.
Everyone can see this. This is now the
Yeah, I can see it. I can see it.
perfect.
Risky practice led to fatal crash, David.
More risky practice indeed, Ryan. Missteps, equipment problems, and a common but risky practice led to a fatal crash.
Risky.
Okay.
Just
Doesn't
it's
say DEI, Ryan. It doesn't say DEI. New
all
details
risk.
revealed by the Times show that the failure on January 29th before an Army helicopter crashed into a jet near Reagan National Airport were far more complex than previously known, Ryan. Very complex.
I thought it was terrorism, so I mean,
I'm half tempted to just scroll to the fucking bottom because it's long and they don't tell you the answer until the end. And
as they flew south along the Platonic River on the gusty night of January 29th, the crew aboard the Army Black Hawk helicopter attempted to execute common aviation practice. It would pay off. It would
it would
pay.
pay off.
It would play a
It
role
would
in
play a
ending
role.
their lives. Shortly after Black Hawk passed over Washington's most sacred, famous, rare, where are we, cherry
Ryan,
trees,
this is a very, very long article. You're gonna read the whole thing exactly like that.
as an air traffic controller at nearby Reagan International Airport alerted the crew of a regional passenger jet in its vicinity. The crew acknowledged seeing traffic nearby. One of the pilots then asked for permission to employ a practice called visual separation that
Separation.
allows separation that
No,
allows a
just
pilot to
separation.
separation that allows
The
a pilot to
tourist
take control.
helicopter. Buff Mike said the tourist helicopter.
Visual
No, this was
separation approved. The
yeah.
controller replied. All right.
No, this is from late January, as we just read. This is
The
late
request to fly
January.
under those rules is granted routinely, David. Is this the common risky practice, David?
Common and risky
The visual
separation.
separation.
When mishandled, it
Is-
can lead to problems, right?
Mm.
Yes,
Hillary
this
Clinton
is the
didn't mean
common
to
and
lie
risky
under oath,
practice
but
that
when
they're
she did,
referring to, which is the visual separation. Separation was approved, by the way, by the controller.
super
And
good
the
job.
request to fly under those rules is granted routinely in airspace overseen by controllers. Most of the time, visual separation is executed without note. Yeah, deadly, could be deadly. January 29th, the Black Hawk crew did not execute visual separation effectively. I wonder why. A very common practice, but for some reason on January 29th, they couldn't pull it off.
Hey, is anybody there? I don't know. Look. All right, we look good. Oh, we got somebody's there.
The
Fucking
pilots either did not detect the specific passenger jet or
just a
could not
jet.
pivot to a safer position.
All right.
They're saying, okay, I need everyone to understand when we're reading this article, when New York Times was writing this article, they know the answer the whole time. I need that to be important because they're
What do you,
acting like it's a mystery early on in the article.
what do
They
you mean,
know the
David?
answer.
What do you mean? The reporter's not reading this in real time like we are?
Well, they're saying one of the two things happened. Either they didn't detect the jet or it could not pivot to a safer position. Spoiler alert, neither of those are true. Not only was it detected, they could have pivoted and were told specifically to pivot. We'll get to that.
Yeah, make a right.
One error did not cause the worst domestic crash in the United States in nearly a quarter century. Modern aviation is designed to have redundancies and safeguards that prevent a misstep, or even several missteps from being catastrophic.
Yeah, well,
The
how the
system,
fuck did it happen, David?
well, the system collapsed, Ryan. It just happened to.
The whole system that the
Well,
the system that was implemented by other pilots, by pilots, for pilots, to use by pilots, so that pilots don't end up dead pilots, David. That pilot system. Trust all pilots. Are we all pilot trusters now?
multiple layers of safety precautions failed that night, said Katie Thompson, the Federal Aviation's deputy administrator under President
Multiple layers.
Joseph Robinette Biden Jr. I threw the Robinette in there. I just think it's a funny middle name.
fuck are we saluting?
The New York Times examined public records and interviewed more than 50 aviation experts. So they seem to be doing the research. This seems like good journalism, Ryan. They're trying to figure out from everybody. Again, they know the answer already to what happened. Public records. They already know what happened. But they're doing their research. They found it best to ask 50 aviation experts and officials, including some with extensive knowledge of the events, for example, the public record, to piece together the most complete understanding yet of factors contributed to the crash. They're really trying to get to the bottom of this thing. Okay.
Did they
Again, I
ask
need
any?
everybody to understand as they're writing this, they know the answer.
Did they ask any Nobel Peace Prize winners?
Up to now, attention has been focused on the Blackhawk's altitude, which was too high and placed the helicopter directly in the jet's landing path. Okay. Let's pretend that the pilot isn't responsible for the altitude of the plane or the helicopter. Okay. We're gonna skirt past that like that. Like they're completely oof, I guess we're too high. Like they have no control at all of the helicopter that they're flying. We're just gonna let that go. Okay.
The helicopter crew appeared to have made more than one mistake. Not only was the Black Hawk helicopter flying too high, but in the final seconds before the crash, its pilots failed to heed a directive from her co-pilot, an Army flight instructor, to change course.
Seems
Radio
like a good person to
communications.
listen to.
I don't know. Was she a woman? Radio communications. Radio communications, the tried and true means of interfication, David, between controllers and pilots.
Interaction.
Also, intercation, David. It's right there.
It's
Intercation.
interaction.
David, look,
Right.
INT, intercation.
I can't have the hooked on phonics guy reading the article.
Also broke down some of the controllers. What you mean, David? I learned how to read as an adult. Isn't that like the finest example of Americanism? Radio communications. Controller instructors were stepped on, meaning that they were cut out when the helicopter crew pressed a microphone to speak,
Oh,
and important
kinda like
information
that.
likely went unheard. Technology on the Black Hawk would have allowed controllers to better track the helicopter was technology on the Black Hawk helicopter that would have allowed controllers to better track the helicopter was turned off. Doing so, Army protocol meant to allow the pilots to
turned it
practice. Yeah, I don't know. It's probably really easy to turn on and off, David.
Oh, it just turned off.
Just
I'm
a
sure it's
way to get tracked better. They just turned it
oh, well,
off.
there's the inside of the helicopter, I'm
It's just
guessing?
sticking out. It's obviously
It's probably
confusing.
you probably turned the technology off with that red button right in the center.
Yeah, I don't even know what the fuck I'm looking at other than a sweet joystick, and it feels like I'm fighting Matrix agents. What we got, David?
The
Controller also should have done more. Though he had delegated the prime responsibility for evading other air traffic to the Black Hawk crew under visual separation, continued to monitor the helicopter as his job required, yet he did not issue clear, urgent instructions to the Black Hawk to avert the crash, aviation experts say.
Interesting. Again,
These lapses happen against the backdrop of systematic deficiencies in U.S. aviation. The FFA has struggled for years with low staffing among controllers, and the National Airport Tower has been no exception. At the time of the crash, for reasons that remain murky, a single controller was working with both helicopter traffic and commercial runway traffic. That job would typically be done by two controllers. Dave, the good old, we got to hire teachers here. The FFA said in a statement that if it could not discuss gay aspects, any aspect of the continuing investigation led by the National Transport Safety Board.
Yikes. Brig General Matthew Bramman, the Army's Director of Aviation, said, I think that we'll find in the end, again, they know the answer, is there were multiple things that had any one of them changed could have well changed the outcome of that evening. Okay. Again,
he
any
too
one
deferred
thing could have
detailed
changed.
questions.
We know we currently, I don't know how many people watching this, we currently and the journalist writing this knew the answer the whole time they were writing this. Just again, really important. And again,
early
this article-
2026 for the report, David.
Yeah, well, it's going to take a while to get out there.
Take a while to figure out a
But
fucking helicopter
I'm going to
crash.
scroll because we could sit here and read this thing all day. I'm telling you, this thing is long. Watch the scroll happen. Okay, I'm just going to start going through it. Okay, do we see?
Oh, we gotta get the
this is
emotional
all the
tie,
same
David.
article.
Oh, here we go. Another person.
All the same article. Yep, still going.
Okay.
Still the same article. Okay,
Uh-huh.
I could have wrote this article in about 48 seconds.
Why is that,
We're
David?
still
Why?
going. Still
Oh,
going.
military member?
Still going. Still
Uh-huh.
going. Still going. It's still going, Ryan. Still going. Somebody really want oh my god, look at the break too, it's hilarious. Okay, this is about the end of it, okay? Let's just read this little bit here. Investigators might never know why. There was no indication that she was suffering from mental health issues at the time or the medical event affected her during those final moments. According to friends and people familiar with the crash investigation, which included autopsies and performance log records, 2 seconds after the controllers cut out instruction about passing behind the jet, Warrant Officer Eves replied, affirming for that second time that the Blackhawks saw the traffic. Pat 25 has the aircraft in sight. Request visual separation, he said. Visual separation approved, the controller replied. It was their last communication. The Blackhawk was 15 seconds away from crossing paths with the jet. Warrant Officer Eves then turned his attention to Captain Lobach. He told her he believed that the air traffic control wanted them to turn left toward the East Riverbank. Turning left would have opened up more space between the helicopter and Flight 5342, which was heading for runway 33 at an altitude of roughly feet. Advertisement, she did not turn left. End of article. That was it. That was the whole article. All of this. Let's go. We're going to scroll it again. You ready? This whole thing, this whole article, we're scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, including the headline, the big long headline. All of the article,
Risky
okay,
practice,
was a
David.
setup.
Super risky.
The whole time, all they had to say was, the pilot was told to turn left. She ignored him. They died. We're going through all these things about systems being turned off and maybe she had mental health crises. Uh, there's other overlapping things, and we got to get into the description of what visual separation is because
We
that
need
matters,
50
and you need to know
aviation
all the
experts.
lingo. There wasn't enough traffic controllers to tell him, hey, by the way, that big fucking thing in front of you is an airplane. Didn't have enough people to do that.
I'd probably turn
The
left right
guy
here if
in
I
the
were
cockpit with her is like, "Hey, go
turn
left. You're gonna
left.
hit this fucking plane that's in front of you." She doesn't turn left. They all die.
Hey, we're asking for visual. We're looking for a visual separation here. We want to visually see. Yeah. All right. Approved. Approved. Yeah.
Women
Turn
can
left.
fly. Women can fly helicopters. They can fly planes. They can drive race cars. They can fucking do all types of stuff if they're qualified to do it.
But David, the second air traffic controller.
Here's the problem with DEI. Okay, we know it exists. It's not a conspiracy theory. I don't know if she was qualified because you no longer have to be the best to do this kind of thing. Do you remember Trump talking about the illegal aliens coming from Mexico? Wasn't she in training? She skipped fucking turn left today. Trump talking about the illegal aliens coming from Mexico. They're not sending their best and brightest. The problem with DEI is that you no longer need to meet the same qualifications as everybody else. You don't have to be the best at what you do to fly a military helicopter. Is that insanity? Is it crazy to say I want everyone to meet the highest standard possible when they're doing shit like this?
I don't know, David. Wouldn't you think that most people would want a standard throughout their entire life to be kind of the same?
You should want to meet a high standard in everything you do. But it gets extra dangerous when we're talking about the military. People are literally dying. That should matter. It should matter. And it should be the same thing when we're talking about immigration, when you're taking an immigrants. It has to be what works for us. It's us doing it. We're opening the door. So why would we settle for anything other than the best?
I don't know, David. Look at the gumball example.
If I'm taking $1 million anyway, give me the best. I'm not taking the poor and whatever. France can have their fucking statue back. It's all fucking corroded and shit anyway.
No, we scrap. We
I
scrap
don't
Statue of Liberty.
I don't care. I don't want your poor. I don't want your any of this shit. We're the best country on earth. We want the best, and we want to keep being the best. And when we have people going to the military, we want them to be the best. When we have people flying planes, I want them to be the best. I want the person greeting you at the airport to be the best. I want the person checking your bags to be the best. I want the TSA agent to not exist ideally, but if they're going to exist, I want them to be the best.
David, what's wrong with DEI hires at McDonald's, though? You know,
There's nothing wrong with it. You might get a burn from the fry grease. I don't know. Possibly. Maybe you microwave the burger too long and then the bun's soggy. I don't know. That's fine. Everyone has to start somewhere. Everyone has to learn somewhere. But I don't want you flying our fucking planes.
Yeah, aren't you in training? Yeah, I'm training. Yeah, I don't know if I want you training around a fucking airport.
So, yeah, well, that's
Student
correct.
driver? Is
Like,
there a student driver sticker on airplanes, David?
I suspect Mike's correct. If there was an Asian pilot, her name would be something long for sure.
Holy shit!
I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, Ryan.
I don't know, David. Maybe she was on her period.
And how come this new? And by the way, New York Times. I tried to read one of your articles yesterday. I was paywalled. Today, I could read this one just fine.
Well, David. She didn't turn left, David. Could you imagine being the family member of the person? Read this whole article.
Well, what about people?
She did not turn left.
What about all the people who rightfully want answers? Like, how disheartening is it that that's the answer?
Statue of Liberty is worth $235,000 in its current statute. Would just
is that
scrap
it? For real?
Cop.
Oh, they can fucking have it back. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, $235,000.
Give way more than that to Ukraine. They can have it back. You take the fucking poor. You can't keep fucking power in your country now. I don't give a fuck.
What happened with all that? Was it they didn't turn left? They didn't turn the knob left?
Didn't turn left.
Did turn left.
Turn left. No.
Turn left, France. Dead. You'd have power right now.
Fucking
dead.
France
7. How many people actually died in this? Did they tell you?
You know what it was? It was. You ever do this because you don't know your left and right when you were younger?
David, I don't know my left and right as I'm older. Automotive fucked with that. The left side of the car. Well, the driver? No, the left side of the car.
Yeah, well, the driver, it's the left because you are the driver looking out. So it's
no, David. I'm looking at it. It's on the right, David.
No, but you don't look. It's not from the front looking at it, Ryan. It's inside the car. When you're in the car, it's the left.
But I'm not fixing the car if I'm in the car, David. How's that even possible to get parts?
Sometimes you do have to fix the car when you're inside of the car. Sometimes things inside the car.
But then the left is the right, David.
No, when you're inside the car, the left is still the left.
No, your left.
You know what gets really confusing?
Perception. Yeah, David.
You want to talk about what gets really confusing? When you have a right-hand drive car, and then somebody says the passenger side. Now, is the passenger side the left? Because the passenger sits on the left on a right-hand drive car. It gets really fucking confusing.
Can I have the left passenger side?
Do you mean where the driver normally sits when you say left? I need to be clear because this is a right-hand drive car. So now the right is the driver's side. It's fucking confusing. In whatever other country, Australia, whoever else drives on the right, Japan, maybe?
Everybody but us. What are you talking about?
No. Most countries do not drive on the right.
David, how many people are in fucking Brazil to drive on the right hand? Brazilians don't drive on the right hand side.
Brazil don't matter. I'm talking about places that matter.
Yeah, the only place that matters is America.
If you're looking at other, I would call them second world countries. There's only one first world country, it's us. And then there's second world countries, which is like
France,
Europe,
Canada,
and Australia and stuff. Sure.
Canada.
Canada's borderline.
I love that you're like, there's only one first world country. It's us. Everybody else can get fucked. Dave, did you get the thing about the Russian kids I sent you? The 1 in 4 Russian kids is not enough kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. We talked about it yesterday about like all these birth rates, and then they were out there talking about how Russia's going to collapse because there's not enough people. Like
well, Russia is currently
1.4 birth rate, David.
Sure. Well, why aren't Russians having children, right?
Well, apparently there's a large section of women that want to just go to college and work, David. So we want to get our
In
careers
Russia.
going in Russia, allegedly. And there's
Oh,
somebody in the Russian government that said women need to stop going to school and start having kids when they're 17, 18, and 19 years old to promote family values.
I don't know if I don't know about this. Some of this doesn't make any sense.
What, turning left or the Russian birth rates?
The Russian birth rate. I don't like what Russia is it's a very eastern country, correct?
It's
Like
like
this, Russia is not the West. Okay,
it's like 2/3 of Asia.
sure. So what's their excuse? Because people in the West are like, well, blah 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 blah, and they come up with all types of reasons why people in the West are not having kids. It's too
It says
expensive,
too. That's what they said. Too
or
expensive.
because or well, it's too expensive, but
They don't
or
have
like,
enough money.
well, we were busy because I was building my career, or blah blah blah. It's always dumb shit. It's always reasons that aren't reasons. It's too expensive. It's not.
Well, David, it's too expensive when you still want to go on that $10,000 vacation every year that you're used
Your
to.
vacation is too expensive.
No, David,
The
my
kid is not
kid,
too expensive. Your vacation is
David,
that's like when people are like, "Well, I can't afford
David.
rent." How much is your phone bill?
Yeah,
Like,
right.
we could backtrack this thing. You can afford rent. You can afford food, I promise you. You're buying things you don't need.
Hmm.
And so you have 2 solutions. You either make more money or make better decisions with the money you have. But it's not the answer isn't be homeless or I need government assistance. That's not those aren't the 2 answers.
I need food. Definitely need food stamps, David.
You need food stamps, really. You need
D-
SNAP pop because you can't fucking afford rent.
It's also funny the people
Because you have
that.
a $10,000 fucking phone bill every month and 12 Netflix subscriptions.
Well,
Like,
it's the car payment, Dave. $9 billion car payment for a
well, you gotta
fucking
have you gotta
Dodge
have new
Hellcat.
parts. Yeah, it's
The Hellcat.
transportation. They gotta get reliably back and forth to work,
Well,
right?
I DoorDash, David. It's a tax write-off.
Can you probably could too, couldn't you? Are you right now? You fucking would. You
I have a
fucking would.
I have a conspiracy theory on DoorDash.
What is
Like
that?
an
How
entire.
can you possibly have a conspiracy theory about DoorDash?
It's the fucking mob, David. It's the new drug dealing.
That are
Do you really want me to do this? I could. This is gonna take a minute though. This is not
let's
like
do it.
a.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
fine.
All
No,
right.
that's fine. Let's
So
go.
what is like? I'm gonna just ask a couple simple questions about the economics behind the world, David, so that we can understand something. What makes a company valuable, David? Like, what actually indicates its value in the modern era that we give a fuck about?
Um, what what kind of answer are you looking for? Because my opinion,
The
it's market
stock.
share.
Yeah, the exactly. Okay, so just keep that in mind
Sure.
because basically the company makes money how? On market share. It doesn't actually make money from you buying the subscription, even though it does technically, right, David? The way the
Yeah,
company actually makes
yeah,
money is when it buys and sells its market share on the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones
sure.
Industrial
And
Average.
in theory, okay, just to be clear, in theory, how you create market share is by having a quality product and
Product.
or service.
Mhm,
Sure.
mhm. Okay.
But
So DoorDash is in, to go to your point, is in the service industry, just like a good drug dealer is, David, is
yeah.
a service and a product. Because I actually do both. You actually give them both.
Yeah, but
Because
you don't make the product. You have the service or the
okay,
product.
it doesn't matter if I need to make it. It didn't matter if Frank Lucas grew cocaine. He just knew how to package it and put it in a McDonald's cup and
Well,
sell it to you for 99 cents.
sure, product-wise, you're a middleman.
Yes, just like every other drug dealer in history of drug deal. Okay,
Sure.
great. So DoorDash, they're basically their their value and what they are as a company is even today will be judged tomorrow over today because the idea of these corporations is that you're buying and trading the alleged value now for a different value in the future. It's the idea of stock. It's very simple, very
Right, because it
complicated to figure out.
yes, there's some guessing and predicting that goes into this. That's right.
Yes, but the
So people
idea
people Yes, people do so assuming the company is down the right path. They have a good service that is going to
Or
grow.
not. You can short them, right? There, that's the other thing, right? You can short it, say,
Right.
nope, this thing fucking sucks. It's gonna, and you can. But the
Sure.
idea
Sure.
is that that's why I said it that way. Is that the idea is that the thing that I have today at this is going to be
Yes.
different tomorrow, and hopefully, depending on the
That's
stock
right.
or what we're going with, DoorDash is that DoorDash becomes more economic. They deliver more packages. They have an explosion of subscriptions. You deliver more, the drivers make more, they have more.
Mhm.
The thing is there actually a shortage of dashers, David, which is interesting because they're gonna bring on AI robots to do all this. There's
Well,
even more point of
the only
drug
reason
dealing.
I said that is because in theory, if you think the product is going to stay the same tomorrow or go down, you're not buying the product today
Mhm.
because then what's the investment?
Right,
So
exactly.
when people buy, they're assuming the product or service is getting better and growing.
Mhm.
Otherwise, they're not buying.
Now, I also know the way I'm looking at this and the way we're discussing this, David, right, is like the business end of the actual service and product that we're describing, which is why I'm saying we're doing it this way and not actually that, oh, DoorDash is cool. I understand how DoorDash makes money. I understand what it is. I understand the other side of it.
Is
The
is
reason this
DoorDash
is
is DoorDash a publicly traded company?
yeah, it's on the S&P 500.
Is
A
it?
share of DoorDash is 187 or $147, and to put that in the grand scheme of things, a share of Amazon stock right now is going for 147 or 187. I'm mixing them up because I looked it up earlier today, and
Mm,
they're like $20 off for one share of each company. Now, the market share value on Amazon, David, is like 2 trillion shares of stock, and DoorDash is like 1 billion or something, 2 billion. So obviously, there's just it's not. I know it's not the same, but I was just saying that as a one stock option that like these are basically blue chip
sure.
companies in the
Yeah, because
grand
what you're
scheme of
doing is you're taking the 2 trillion times the 140, and that's the value.
yeah. Like this is actually like the NFL draft, David. I know we're just getting there. I never got dorky in the draft, but this is how they it, for people who don't understand economics but can understand the draft, you're better off going to the draft because they do that with companies, and that's what the stock market has been valued at, basically. I wouldn't doubt it if the draft got its formulation from the stock market to begin with. Anyways, I know we're way in the fucking weeds. DoorDash is a money laundering operation to clean money for corporations. And if you're smart enough as a DoorDasher, you basically get to write all the shit off that you want. And I know people, David, like good drug dealers, that can't have jobs. So they have the DoorDash account in somebody else's name. And then that person is working double jobs on a tax revenue as far as tax write offs. So when they go do their taxes at the end of the year, oh, you work two jobs. You have a lower and you have children. And really, it's because some people, David, can't have bank accounts and they can't have jobs because, like, child support or a felony record, for example. So, to go further, they give you a card that you can pay digitally with your phone. You don't even need a fucking bank. They made a fucking bank. Okay. They just give you
So
a card.
DoorDash has their own
I don't want to say
accounting?
it's their own. I don't want to say it's their own bank, like they open their thing, but they sent me a card that's what I get paid on, and I get paid instantly on it.
So the people who work for DoorDash and not the people who purchase on DoorDash.
Yeah, me when I drop your shit off, it gets $7. I can hit N dash and I go on my phone and it will say boop doop and there's $7 there instantly.
Okay.
Okay, you get paid like a drug dealer. It's instant
Sure.
payment. Okay.
Okay.
Look, it's not funny. It's just like this is an opportunity of a fucking lifetime. Like you can't sell drugs anymore the way that you used to back in the 80s to make all the fucking money. Okay? Like
Sorry, but
when people
I
really make money. Keep
out of
going, please.
curiosity though, does the connection to the drug thing go any further than the fact that you're just delivering product and getting paid live?
No, it's the principle. It actually goes up because if anything, the people that do the delivery are operating at a very low level drug dealer. Like they're operating at like basically standing at the corner screaming, "Hey IRS, come and tax me if I don't do my paperwork correctly." But as you go up the DoorDash daddy scheme, David, because I always wonder, David, how the fuck is anybody making any money if to pay me, I got paid $33 to drive two subs to two different people's houses within a 35-minute span it took me.
That's what you made.
That's what I made.
So DoorDash damn well made a share on top of that.
Well, they had to make a share. Jim Stakeout has to make something. And here's the thing about Jim Stakeout. They can't charge $30 for a fucking sandwich. Nobody would buy them. So that's why, like, to me, I started thinking, I've worked in restaurants and kitchens, and I know a buddy, he runs a restaurant. They always talk about food cost. It's the thing that fucks restaurants over, food cost and labor. And the thing is like even one piece of bread goes bad every day. If you do that every day for a year, it can bankrupt you if you don't know what you're doing. So all these companies, some of the reason food has gone up is because these companies actually have to buy all the technology and all the extra product needed to have DoorDash even in their store. They need to have the fucking computer. They got to have the stickers. Some Wendy's has a scale. Okay, McDonald's has different bags. Now, I know you don't think about that when you just buy your fucking cheeseburger in the store and you just get it on a tray. You're like, oh, how does DoorDash affect that? But if McDonald's has to have more cost to operate, they're going to raise their prices. Now, I know this is just basic economics, David, but hang with me. Because I think about all this shit when I'm making $11.25 to drive 10 minutes. Like,
Mike
how?
said he's calling BS on your deliveries.
What do you mean?
He said 33. I called BS on $33 for a DoorDash delivery. He said he dashed. It's like $3 to $7 a delivery.
Okay, that sucks for you. I don't know if you know this. If you're actually like a good driver, they hook you up and you become a platinum dasher. As a platinum dasher, I automatically get $3 on top of every delivery that I take.
So you
$3 delivery is $6
because you're platinum, Ryan.
Dude, I do the work of 10 other DoorDashers. You better
10
fucking
DoorDashers.
There's only 1% of DoorDashers, David, are platinum drivers. And if
Hold
you
on,
look up the
math, the math is there because 10x3 is $30. So yeah.
Yeah, get fucked. Get fucked, dude. You suck. Don't tell me the math don't math. I'm literally telling you guys how the fuck I'm doing it. And you're like, it doesn't add up. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? I made $44 in 1 hour, David, door dashing. 1 hour. Tell me another thing you could do to make $44 in 1 hour other than drug dealing. I'll fucking wait. And I got to hear from all you people. I'm not mad at you. You just don't understand because you didn't put the time in. Dude, only 1% of people are platinum dashers. So, David, I did more arithmetic on this. I'm basically, there's 30 platinum dashers in all of this area. Basically. And I know one other one. So, I got the fucking market on lock, bitch. He's in a different county. Oh, so all those orders, if me and Mike had our phones at the same time, because I'm a platinum dasher, I will get every order before him if I'm dashing and I'm free. If we're in the same location.
Mike wants the receipts. Show him the proof.
I make $10 a delivery. I've done 5,000 deliveries. There's no math to do, dude. That's the ratio. That's the fucking ratio. Get fucked. Name another way to make $5,000, $10 at a time. I'll wait. It also outpaces hourly wait. I could give you my wage, like I'll do the tally on the time, and then I'll take how much time I've worked and divide that by the dollar value. And I would wage even those $44 nights over the long end is like the average. It's like 40 an hour on average if I were to just do hourly, but I get paid by delivery. I chose the delivery option, not the hourly wait.
He said pull up your app.
Pull up my app. I would. For what? See, you don't believe me. I have the graph.
Unfortunately for you, Mike, Ryan films on his phone, so there's no pulling up the app right now. I don't think you can. I don't think you can screen share from your phone. Maybe you can. Be careful though, because you don't know what information will be shown.
Yeah, he could be a fucking tax agent.
He's not a tax agent.
David, my best week on DoorDash, I made $732. No, I'm just looking recently here.
Dude, just screenshot it and send it to Mike.
Here you go. Here you go, dashes. 2650. It was for 1 hour and 35 minutes. I did 4 deliveries. 750, 375, 1075, and 450. There you go. I'll send it to Dave. I'll screenshot it. This is on April 21st, 2025. I'll send it to you, Dave, just so you can like pull up your phone. Yeah, I don't want to hear it, dude. I'm fucking telling you guys what to do, and you're like, me. It was like, get fucked then. I don't know. Now I know he's in a different place, you know. I don't know if I can send this picture.
We don't have DoorDash
Mike's a
here.
Mike's a
Yeah,
Mike's a business owner, but so he's in a way different. He's trying to do I mean, he's doing what I'm trying to do eventually. All right, David. You're actually paid. What it is you're paid
I'll bring
on.
you both on. We'll do electrical. We'll do plumbing. I'll bring you all on. I don't give a fuck.
You're paid on the delivery. Yeah, we'll just do general contracting, specializing in electrical and plumbing.
Just do it, right? What are you worried about? Costs and shit? Who gives a shit? Costs only cost if you don't have a sale, Ryan.
Okay, so here's the thing. So DoorDash pays me $11.25 to drive a sandwich fucking 7 miles, and I ask myself, how does anybody make any money, let alone how DoorDash makes any money?
Earn per offer? Hold on. So what does that mean?
That's what I made per job. Like some of the orders I take are for $2.50. I had 5 orders the other night that they were like less than $6, and I took all of them. I take every fucking one. I don't care if it's $3, $6. I don't care. I take them all.
I don't know what any of this shit means.
There you go. That right there. Wegmans, that was what I got paid for that Wegmans order. Like what you see is the receipt. That's the actual receipt. That Subway order, what is that? $6.75? That's what I made for that. I got paid $6 to pick up a Subway sandwich, drive to somebody. At the top is the hourly. It's like $44 or something.
So, yeah.
When the fuck do you have time to do this?
You don't sleep, dude. It's you. What the fuck are you talking? What are you talking about,
dude? Yeah, I don't. Yeah, all right.
David, you're asleep by 6 o'clock. There's no fucking
6 o'clock.
No way.
It's past 6 now.
I get to bed at like 1 a.m. every day. Wake up at 5 o'clock. Do the math.
Yeah, no, I'm not interested in that.
Dave literally is asleep by like 8:30 usually.
Dude, I came home today and crashed because like I was outside in the sun. It's the first real hot day, and I just was not ready.
Yeah. I don't think I'm doing all that. I just really don't. But here's the thing. To your point, Ryan, I don't want to hear anyone complain about anything.
Yeah, I'm not doing nothing different. Everybody has the option to DoorDash. All you need is an internet working phone and a fucking legal car and a legal way to do it.
Well, sure. You got the big expensive car payment you had to have. Go pay it off. Go fucking do DoorDash and Uber and all types of shit. I don't know what Uber is like, but I'm sure it's fucking the same thing.
And dude, it's kind of funny because sometimes like I've had to do the flip that I have like $5 to my name. I'm like, well, I'll just put that in the gas tank and then I'll DoorDash for an hour because $5 in gas is 50 miles. And then in that 50 miles, I'll make like 5 deliveries for $10 each. So now I have $50. I then put $20 in, and now, you know what I mean? And then you got the flip. You're drug dealing. You're fucking literally drug dealing. You're drug dealing gas. That's the product you're flipping is your gas. You're trying to optimize that.
Literally just make a shell company, okay? Bury everything into that
LLC. Yeah, that's
have a write-off my car. Yeah,
yes.
I lost a lot of money. Can't afford my car.
David, and to go further, the mileage that you drive is writable. The mileage you drive while you're looking for an order is also. So if you're just driving, I was looking for orders for 500 miles extra a year.
I needed gas because I was driving around looking for orders.
Yep. And then on top of it, with all those tax receipts, David, if you use the DoorDash app card on those gas stations, they give you 3% cash back. So then my tax is fucking tax writable, and then you get paid to use the fucking gas. Yeah, just Dave, LLC. See, you're going where I looked into see if you could do an LLC through DoorDash and how all that. Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah, they love it. And do you know how DoorDash gets around it, David? This kind of reminded me of the publisher platform argument.
Well, because
they don't have employees. No, that's correct. Yes. So you either have employees or you have persons, and a person can be a business or a contractor, because I'm technically a third-party contractor through DoorDash.
That's correct.
They sublet the labor. They 1099 you.
Yeah.
Yep. New drug dealing, dude. Legal drug dealing. You can legally drug deal. It's called DoorDashing. Thank you, DoorDaddies. I love you. And they need drivers. They just said, hey, there's not enough of us. We're booming. They're investing technology in AI drone technology to fucking fly shit to your house faster because I can't drive faster, David.
I have seen this.
Well, yeah. But yeah, I can send you the video today. I went to Tops today. There's a fucking robot Zamboni with Sabretooth, the fucking Sabres mascot on the side, looking all cute, stealing everybody's job. It's the first thing I said when I walked in. Everybody looked at me. I was like, oh, look at all the jobs getting taken. They all looked at me. All these assholes at Tops looking at me. Oh, look at this guy. Yeah, it's right there. It's fucking right. Die alone, people. It's right in front of you. They're fucking replacing you in real time. And you're like, Netflix has got something cool on it. Let's buy Cheetos after work.
Yes.
Fucking correct. Enjoy it. Enjoy your DoorDash Tops order that was made by a robot, delivered by a robot, and soon to be ingested by a biological robot. You fucking fat, lazy fucks.
Yeah, Mike.
I laughed every time, Dave. I get $7 to drive 6 minutes of my life. It is the easiest money I've ever fucking made. The easiest money. It's like $1 a minute, and you drive for 45 minutes. You can't drive 15 minutes. In a perfect world, you get 15 or 20 minutes of theory, like drive, the extra driving, walking to the door, waiting for orders. All those 1 and 2, 3 minutes. If you were to count that up over the hour, you basically drive for 40. You're getting paid for like 40 minutes of work.
Here's what I'm guessing in theory is a problem. There has to be, and I'm sure there's charts and reports and data and all types of shit for this, but there has to be time periods, I'm guessing, when there's an outrageous amount of orders and when there is a complete dead downtime.
Yeah, you know when I make the most money, David? 1 to 3 a.m. in the morning. There's $3.50 extra a delivery in Amherst.
You're making a lot of Louis runs at 1 to 3 in the morning.
Oh, dude, yeah. It's only like McDonald's, and dude, you'll get $11 because the food. Once again, you get the price I get paid is based on how much food they order. So the more food they order, the higher my technical rate is for that delivery.
Do you get tipped?
That's why those your. Yeah. If they tip me or some, I've also heard that the DoorDash, when I get an order that says like order for $7.75, sometimes it says plus tip or not tip. Okay. Sometimes DoorDash just factors in the tip because the people tip before they buy. Like they basically, when they hit buy, they've already factored in the tip. So DoorDash kind of gives you propaganda, and it will be like $7.75 plus tip. And then you get there and it will be $8.75. That's already been factored. You know what I mean? Like they do kind of. You got to be ahead of the machine, but yeah, you get paid by how much food, and then in those peak windows they call them, but it's like a $1 extra delivery, $2 a delivery, or $3 a delivery, and you can plan your night out. They have when you're a premium dasher, David, they give you insights for the night, and they show you what the expected schedule is as far as like the increased rates for the deliveries. So a lot of times I'll dash to like Amherst or Williamsville like an hour before the $3 rate. I do dashing in the area. You know, I kind of get ready for the day. I kind of able to check traffic, kind of judge the night, the weather, how I'm feeling. And then, yeah, those peak periods that I can hit, like, you know, some nights, I do go to work tired sometimes. I got to eat shit some days. But, you know, when you need money, you need money. You know, like you literally can make unlimited money. You know, and to go full circle, Dave, if I LLC, I now can fucking employ somebody to go do this while I'm sleeping now. Now I can I'll have 10 platinum dashers under my business name. You know, so like, now I don't know how fast you're going to be able to scale this or how soon you'll be able to scale.
That would be tough.
Well, I just don't think that DoorDash is going to allow this much private money. They're going to do the drones.
No,
they're going to.
Yeah, but you would have way too much cost invested into having people to get a small. To get a small percentage of their markup, you would have way too much money invested in their labor. Plus, there's insurance and all types of it wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't really know. I just you could probably LLC one guy and you know, like, because the basics, right, David, of LLC is to just lower your tax costs. It's not actually to like about making money. Because the thing is like if you make 50, but you only keep $10,000, you know, it's almost better to make 30 and keep $20,000 after taxes, you know, because you actually have more purchasing power. You have more actual money post-tax. And LLC is basically, this is definitely legal advice and financial advice, David, obviously. LLC is basically just a way to like get your shit to balance out. So you just keep more of your money on the backside of it after tax or after the job or after, yeah. But yeah, it's just seriously, it's a fucking, I'm joking, but you know, about the drug dealing thing, but it's the only way to like really word to people that like it's like a black market loophole to like DoorDash is definitely extorting all the legal loopholes to make unlimited money in the stock market based on their value. That's kind of where I was going, Dave, about when you scale this up. It's just fucking money laundering for corporations. I mean, basically, Bill Gates any day could just buy shares in DoorDash so that he doesn't have to pay taxes. And then DoorDash can pay me to not pay taxes. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a fucking, you know what I mean?
Yes.
You factor in the second job, they don't fucking, like, I don't know if you guys ever worked 2 jobs. Technically, it's a way different tax form. You know, I know like 1099 is even a little different. All the same, it's just something worth mentioning because they're creating value from nothing, and you know, banks run everything, so it's worth noting. Show me the receipts.
Interesting. You got a lot of you still have to pay taxes. Yeah, we know you have to pay taxes.
Yeah.
That's what a 1099 form is.
Yeah.
It's like it's a
I never said you're not paying tax. You're offsetting your tax cost. That's all like a write-off is like even a tax refund for people. Like, you're not supposed to get a tax refund. It means you overpaid the government at the end of the year. You're supposed to break even, David. That's what my economics teacher told me, Mr. Jablonski. He said you're supposed to break even. If you get a refund, you actually overpaid the government, which is stupid. You should keep your money. That's the way he worded it, and it always made me think about it. You know, so yeah, I know you have to pay tax, but the thing is you pay less tax technically because I'm able to vouch for why I shouldn't, which is the gas write-off, the car maintenance, and all that shit. And I also still have a regular job that I pay tax, so whatever.
You're paying twice as tax.
It's
Too
fucking
much tax.
It's a new drug deal. I also sent David that Trump's trying to get rid of taxes for anybody under $200K a year. So talk about the rich, making the rich pay for it, David. How can we run
if you're going to sell people on tariffs, there has to be
it's got to be like that.
There's give and take. There has to be something.
Yeah, it's got to be like that.
100% of people today will take that deal. You don't pay income tax, which here's the fun secret. Most of them don't pay income tax. They'll do that deal today. I get tariffs, you pay no income tax. And people are going to be like, holy shit, no income tax. That's great. When you get a refund at the end of the year, do you know what that means? If you get a refund for more than you paid in, is anyone familiar with what that means?
You didn't pay taxes.
You didn't pay taxes. Well, they take it out of my check every week. Oh,
yeah,
correct.
yeah. But they gave you back more than they took out.
That's right. But they gave you yes. You pay taxes at a loss. That's called receiving tax dollars. That's not paying taxes.
Fucking asshole. Hey, these people think they pay taxes, David. We should let them vote. Claiming one single 5 extra double job. No, fuck that guy.
If I'm Trump, all day I do that. All day. You know how many people under 200K are not actually paying taxes?
Probably 85% of us.
So now what happens when you switch it to a tariff? Is it now income for the government?
Yeah.
It is, isn't it? He's not 100%. An idiot. People, this whole thing
about politicians are idiots. What do you mean, David? Ridiculous. You become a billionaire by accident, David?
He's a self-made billionaire who, let's be honest, the best thing he does is marketing. This is him marketing. It's like when Apple releases the same shitty phone with less abilities every year, and then they brag about it. I think with the exception of the new one that came out, because quite frankly, all the AI shit is pretty incredible.
It's pretty cool.
But for a while, what was Apple doing? They gave you like a tiny bit more memory, maybe a slightly bigger hard drive.
Color, David.
Fundamentally, it was the same phone. You lost the aux cord. You get rid of the lightning. It's the same phone. It's worse, and now it's $500 more. That's marketing.
Well, then true marketing is saying that you can't live without this product.
Oh my God,
and you believe it.
Self-made is a stretch. What did his dad give him? If I gave you $1 million, you're not a billionaire. I promise you.
Yeah, 100 million. 100 millions.
A million.
100 millions?
How many people today? If you gave
100x
them
$1 million. Come
hold
on,
on.
dude.
How many people today? If I give you $1 million, how many people turn it into billions of dollars?
Very
Most
few.
people go broke.
Yeah, we didn't say he was a self-made millionaire. He said he was a self-made billionaire.
And
It's
you don't
far
think
different.
you can get a fairly big business loan if you were to? I mean, I'm not saying you're going to get $1 million from the bank, but you don't think you can get some startup cash from a bank if you wanted to? Is that not self-made because you got a loan? A
Yeah, he
million,
did.
then a company. These people don't get it.
I don't know how, dude. He built buildings. I don't give a. He literally built a fucking building. Put his name on the motherfucker. I know he didn't actually build the building, David. I know Trump's not a blue collar guy. He just serves McDonald's French fries. But
Most people do not turn that into billions of dollars.
what do
They
you
just
mean,
don't.
David? Most people just turn left when they're told to go right. Yeah, this is kind of like the not sad thing, but like if you watch Trump's interview with Theo Von, he actually starts like talking about addiction, kind of opens up about his family, get a little bit different side of him about like, his because he could have. I mean, not saying he didn't cocaine and strippers, just without the cocaine. Stormy put on Shark Week, but like, I don't know. I mean, I know they're rich, they're all freaks, but come on now. You're not 100x in $1 million. The average person isn't doing that. The average millionaire isn't doing that. Statistically, David, I don't know if you know this. Most of those kids that inherit money piss it all away. So
Just like most people who win the lottery go broke.
Yeah. And you would think, David, it's actually easier for them to go broke being in a 1% lifestyle that they basically have women and drugs and opportunities that the average person will never have. They have it every second of every day for their entire life. And it's not unzipped. It hasn't fucking, like, you got to be pretty solid, dude.
You know why? And people mocked him for this, but do you know why the famous Trump quote when he's talking about this loan he got from his father, he refers to it as a small loan? Because when you're a billionaire, $1 million is a fucking small loan.
Yeah.
What
spending
empire?
$100.
What empire can you start with $1 million? It sounds like a lot of money. I know it does. You're not starting
in New York City, David.
You're not starting a global hotel. You're not going to be a real estate tycoon with $1 million. You can barely buy one house that's worth a fuck for $1 million.
You probably can't even touch real estate in New York City for that.
And then to turn it into a multi-billionaire is impressive. It is. It's a small loan of $1 million. Banks hand out $1 million. Go get $1 million bank if you think you can be a billionaire. Sounds like a good investment. You could pay that million off real fast when you're a billionaire, can't you? Why isn't everybody doing it? It's like when
David,
people make fun
Dave, I like what you just said there. If it's such a small loan, go down to the fucking bank and ask them for $1 million and see what they tell you.
It's just interesting. It's like people do this with landlords all the time. Well, they don't do anything and they're just making all this money. You don't own a house. How are you? You're really making fun of landlords right now? They don't even do anything. You don't own the house. You have to buy it from them because you don't have a house. But you're making fun of them for not doing anything. Go buy the house then if it's so easy. You go buy 10 houses and run it out to people. It's stupid. It's a stupid argument.
Yeah, Grant Cardone actually says when people think you're a landlord, you don't do anything. He's like, that's all you do. He's like, that's all.
For loans. Perfect. I don't care.
I don't care. I don't care either. I care about the result, God damn it. The same people want me to employ illegals to pick fucking strawberries, David, are mad that a guy got a business loan and his dad's name became a fucking billionaire. It's bullshit. I'm sick and tired of it. These people are looking at the wrong shit. I showed you how to be a legal drug dealer. You're like, you're not making that money. Show your receipt of the fucking thing. This is the same argument. This is the same argument we're having about DoorDash economy. The same thing with Trump's dad giving him $1 million. That's crazy. If my kid, even if I had billions, if my kid were to come to me and ask me for $1 million, I might tell him to get fucked. Like, show me what, locally, David, we worked at the same dealership. Those people weren't given a box of money. They had to buy that building from their dad. Do you think he let that building go super cheap, David? I'm sure there was a couple multi-year structured payment plans because I'm sure he didn't have $10 million to shit out of his ass to pay for a building that makes him a billionaire. I'm sure there was a little business deal there, David, between father and son. Whatever. I'm sick and tired. I'm sick and tired of being desired, David. Dave Ryan, December 1773. Catch us on Rumble for the greatest podcast in all human history. As always, David, I appreciate you most for your time. I'll see everybody tomorrow.
Oh, we might have guests this week, Ryan. I forgot to tell you.
What?
Yeah, well, just let me handle all the business stuff, and then you just show up. But here's the thing: you have to be here like 6:30 because I told him the show starts at 6:30. I might have lost Ryan. Ryan, are you there? I really lost Ryan. I seriously lost Ryan at the end of the show. 17 million paid for his dad's for the billion, 7%. Okay, yeah, whatever. That's right. That's right. That's the show. I don't know if that was Ryan signing off, but we're done here. That's the end of the show. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Mike.